Hey, are you in your 30s feeling like life is speeding past you while you're still trying to figure it all out? Well, here's the truth. Success happens and purpose it doesn't happen, by accident, okay? There's purpose to it all. They're built by design. So stick around because in this video, I'll share the hard-earned lessons I've learned after 50 years, lessons that can save you years and years of frustration and put you on the fast track to building a life that you love. So, hi, I'm Heather Blaze, business strategist, mentor. Over the past 20 years, I've helped countless entrepreneurs transform their lives, achieving both financial success and personal freedom. But it wasn't always this way. I've faced my share of setbacks, made mistakes, and learned tough lessons along the way. And today I'm sharing some of those lessons with you so that you can avoid the same traps and start creating the life you want now. So, in this video, we'll cover three insights. One, why the direction of your life matters more than the speed that you're moving at. Two, the habits and mindset shifts that will create extraordinary results over time. And three, how to overcome self doubt and design a future that really excites you. And if you stay until the end, I've got a special bonus tip that could completely change how you approach your goals. So, let's start with one of the most critical lessons I've learned. Make sure you're climbing the right mountain. Okay, the right mountain. Too many people move fast in life, checking boxes, chasing goals, and accumulating achievements, only to look back and realize that they were climbing the wrong mountain all along. And here's what I mean. Just imagine spending years of your life sprinting towards the top of what you think is success, uh, promotion, a job title, a certain income level, only to get there and feel empty. It's like scaling a mountain only to find out that the view wasn't quite what you hoped for. And when I was younger, I was focused on climbing fast. I thought speed equaled success. But as I got older, I realized the truth. Direction matters more than speed. So what's the point, right? What's the point of moving quickly if you're going the wrong way? You're just going to go faster in the wrong way. So ask yourself, is this the right mountain for me? Is this what you really want to be doing? Is this going to be fulfilling, satisfying, and I think those are the two main ones. Is this going to be fulfilling and satisfying? Because I remember when I first started out, I was just like, I want to have a business. I want to make money. I need to live, and I started an Amazon business at one point thinking that would be the answer. Oh, it might be cool to have a children's brand and sell products on Amazon. But what I found once I got there, even though it was successful, it wasn't the most successful business I've ever had. It was successful, but it felt empty. It felt like I wasn't satisfied, I wasn't fulfilled. I wasn't really helping people. I wasn't really going deep with people and helping them get results. And that's what steered me to create the business that I'm doing today, because I really get to help people. And when I see them succeed, I'm like a proud mama. It just gives me this deep fulfillment and satisfaction to see them get the results that they were looking for. So, are your goals aligned with what truly brings you joy, fulfillment, and purpose? Right? It's okay if you're not sure right now, but maybe sit with it and think. Think about it, write things out, write lists of all the possibilities, and kind of narrow them down of what might that be for you, because it's different for everybody. Because climbing the right mountain means just taking that time to reflect, to pause, and to redirect if needed. And it's okay. I learned some stuff along the way with doing the Amazon stuff, a lot of good things, a lot of skills. It wasn't a total waste, but really I don't do that anymore. It was very unfulfilling, I would say, is probably the best word. It was aggravating, actually. I love Amazon as a buyer, but as a seller, it's aggravating. Anyway, it was for me. Anyway, here's the first takeaway. Slow down. Okay, slow down if you need to. The journey is long and it never ends. It's always going to be more. Once you get to that one spot, there's going to be more. So that journey is long and the course corrections are far easier when you're intentional. And this leads me to another key point. Don't sacrifice your health along the way. Your health isn't a side hustle, it's your foundation, right? They say put your oxygen mask on first when they're in a crashing plane before you put the child's mask on, right? You can't help anybody unless you help yourself first. Without health, no achievement will feel fulfilling. So sleep more, eat better, and move daily. If you work your body, if you work against your body now, it'll force you to slow down later. So, I mean, I've seen it happen. Trust me, it's not worth it. Now, let's talk about something that can seem deceptively simple, but is absolutely transformative: your daily habits. Okay, there's a quote I love. It's how you spend your day is how you spend your life. If your days are filled with distractions, procrastination, or chasing after things that don't really matter, your life's going to reflect that. I mean, and because if you look at the way your life is now, it's a visual of what your thoughts are. It's a visual of the actions that you've been taking based on those thoughts, and even deeper, those beliefs, right? And I did a video about this the other day. You should check it out. It's in the playlist, in one of my playlists, but I really went deep on this. And it's how your beliefs and your thoughts, create your actions, and then those actions, they show up in the outer world. So if you don't like what you see out there, there's these habits that need to be formed on a daily basis. But if you focus on small intentional actions on building these world-class habits, right, your results will be nothing short of extraordinary. So just really pay attention to those. What are they, again, and what are you doing daily? And I'll give you an example. Like when I started out, I was overwhelmed by the sheer number of things I thought I had to do to succeed. But then I realized it's not about doing everything at once. It's about constantly doing the right things over time. Okay. So think of success like planting seeds. You don't see results immediately, right? You don't dig them up to check to see, why it's not growing. You plant, you water and nurture day after day, and eventually you reap the rewards. But here's the kicker. Most people quit before the seeds have a chance to grow. And then they put all these weeds around them, then they don't pull those out either, which is like this wobble thing. I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, they expect this overnight success. And when it doesn't happen, they give up, right? Or they shift too soon. They say, have you heard of 3 Feet from Gold? That's a good one. 3 Feet from Gold is a very good book. And let me share a story. Okay. One of my clients felt really stuck in their career, constantly chasing quick wins. They were frustrated because they weren't seeing results. And when we focused on building these small daily habits, like setting clear priorities and dedicating just 30 minutes to deep work each day, their entire trajectory changed in their life. And over time, right, those small actions, they compound, and then they achieved more than they ever thought was possible. And this is where the magic happens. Ordinary actions repeated consistently over time produce extraordinary results. So now let's address something that we all face at some point, which is self-doubt. That little voice in your head that says you're not ready, or what if you fail, or what will people think, or this is scary, don't do it, right? You're always trying to be protected, right? I've been there. When I first started building my business, I spent so much time overthinking and second guessing myself that I almost didn't take the leap. But here's the truth. You don't have to have it all figured out to get started. So think of failure as stepping stones. Okay. It's not the opposite of success. It's not failure success. It's part of it. Every mistake, every misstep, every setback is a chance to learn and grow. So when something's not working out, I'm like, why is this happening for me? Not why is this happening to me? Why is this happening for me? Like my Facebook ads account got shut down in August, actually. And it's my main lead source. So I'm like, okay, why is this happening for me? There's always issues with Facebook, right? There's always ways to go around it and fix it and make it work again, right? So instead of saying, why is this happening to me, and shutting down and not, taking aligned action to figure it out as quickly as possible so I could get the leads coming back in, so, can create sales. Um, it was, why is this happening for me? And then guess what? All these solutions just showed up. I was like, oh, this is interesting. Oh, this is interesting. This one looks like it would be good. Started implementing it. This one looks like it would be good. Let's diversify. So we're not only relying on Facebook ads, right? So now we're doing two things. Now I'm doing YouTube. Here we are, right? Building my YouTube channel and stuff like that, and doing YouTube ads, go through Google, and, um, you know, figure it out, the whole Facebook thing, and now looking at Instagram stuff. So, there's always a way. But just imagine you're crossing a river, and each stone that you step on brings you closer to the other side. The only way to fail is really to stop stepping, right? Or like not doing anything. My dad, I asked my dad a long, long, long time ago. I was buying a property with someone who I was only dating for, we'd only been dating for 3 months, and we were going to buy a property together. I'm like, should I do this? I mean, that's really scary, right? It's like, I don't know if this person, if it's going to work out with this person. We've only been dating for 3 months, but we both wanted to get into real estate. We both wanted to buy properties, and we're like, well, why don't we buy something together? We'll rent it out, whatever. So I asked my dad, should I do this? And he's like, yeah, why don't just go to a lawyer, have an agreement drawn up where if it doesn't work out, what's the thing? You split it, you sell it, you split things 50-50, like just have it in writing, get it drawn up by a lawyer, and do it. Because he said, the only way you'll never know is if you don't do it. Right. It turned out we ended up getting married and stuff like that, but you never know. Right. So it's like, there's that fear, but you're not going to succeed unless you actually do it. There could have been some failure. It could have been a disaster. But again, I never would have known unless I didn't. And guess what? It was a success. It worked out really well. But one of my favorite metaphors for this is the Japanese saying, if you feel like you're losing everything, remember this: trees lose their leaves every year, yet they still stand tall, waiting for better days to come. So your life is a work in progress, and it's okay to feel uncertain or scared, but don't let fear paralyze you. Don't let it stop you. Instead, use it as fuel. Every time you push through self-doubt or fear, you prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. And it actually builds a muscle. And now it's like, I can't not do that, because I feel bored if I don't move through these fields. Like, hey, what's the next step? Okay, what does life look like if I do move through it? What does life look like if I don't move through it? What's the worst that could happen? Let's just do it, and go through it, go for it. And then you can pivot along the way, to make it work. I have a lot of people actually ask me, it seems like everything always works out for you. Everything you touch turns to gold. I've had people say this to me over and over again. And I think this is the reason why, like, it's just coming to me now, is because this is what I do. If it's not working, I pivot and I keep just moving forward and finding a way. So it's like kind of up and down, all the way up, which I say to my clients quite often too. But let me tell you about another client of mine who felt stuck in their own version of self-doubt. They hesitated to start their dream business because they felt unqualified. Sometimes they call it that imposter syndrome. But by taking small, consistent actions and reframing failure as part of the process, they not only launched their business, but exceeded their income goals within the first year. I think she said, I've made more money than I've ever made in my life, in such a short time. And she said, I've been having more fun than ever doing it, or something like that, right? So just remember, clarity comes from action, not from overthinking. I've had a call with somebody not too long ago, and she even said to me on the call, she's like, my problem is that I overthink. And do you think she signed up? No, she was out there doing more research and wasting more time. Actually, I think it's been over a month now. She could be halfway through the program and making, it took 3 weeks for my first client to make $3,000 with their offer. So, a month has gone by and now she doesn't have that. She's out there still researching and not making money. But anyway, the path to your best life isn't paved with certainty. It's built step by step, decision by decision. And life is like this musical instrument. If you're not in tune, if your actions don't align with your values, you'll produce noise instead of music. And the good news is that you have the power to adjust the strings. Each of the lessons, climbing the right mountain, focusing on these daily habits and overcoming self doubt, it builds on the others. They're the foundation for creating a life that you absolutely love, a life where you wake up every day excited about the new journey ahead. Just so cool. And I mean, that's how I feel too. Like I see my friends around and, it's Monday, they got to go to work, they got to go to work. And I'm like, it's Monday, I get to go to work. And I mean, I try not to work because I love it so much. Like the weekends come and my boyfriend is like, are you working? I was like, yeah, I have this to do, I have that to do. And I don't know, I just love it. It doesn't feel like work, right? So now let's talk about how these principles apply to you and what you can do to put them into practice. So first, start by getting clear on your values and priorities. Take some time to reflect on what truly matters to you, not what society or family or peers say should matter to you, but what aligns with your core self. Okay. I go really deep on these with my clients. I walk them through a bunch of exercises over a week, and we get really clear on this because everything stems from it. And so write these down and use them as a compass to guide your decisions. Then what you want to do is you want to evaluate your daily habits. Are they moving you closer to the life that you want? Small adjustments like dedicating 30 minutes each day to learning a new skill, to journaling, or planning your day with intention can have a massive impact over time. So, and remember, consistency beats intensity every time. The second action to take is even when it feels uncomfortable, it's easy to fall into this trap of over analyzing or waiting for the perfect, that perfect moment. Um, but clarity and momentum only come from doing. So start small and then tackle one thing you've been avoiding, like reaching out to a potential mentor, setting a budget, or working on a side project. And then what you want to do too is celebrate these small wins as they build your confidence and reinforce the habit of forward movement. The process is simple, but it requires commitment. By combining clarity of direction, strong daily habits, and a willingness to push through doubt, you'll see transformational results. And as promised, here's the bonus I mentioned earlier. Success isn't just about what you do, it's about who you are, who you surround yourself with. Your environment really shapes your outcomes. So if you're surrounded by negativity or people who don't support your growth, it's like trying to climb a mountain with these heavy weights tied to your ankles. So commit to really leveling up your network, leveling up, the people around you, putting boundaries, right? Boundaries of the amount of time that you might spend with the ones that are holding you down or putting you down. They're probably not doing it from a malicious or mean standpoint. They probably just don't understand what you're up to, and they are trying to protect you. They care about you most likely, and because that they're projecting what's coming, like what they think and what's inside of them, right? So they don't know what you're up to. They're just projecting because they don't understand it. And they want to protect you because they care about you. That's most likely what it is. Most people I don't think are malicious. I mean, some people are, and some people they want to see you fail or they want to create drama or whatever. Those kind of people you definitely don't want to hang out with. But put some boundaries up. Just say, hey, I'd love to see you at this time for, like, let's meet up for a quick coffee or like some short amount of period of time, quick walk, something like that. So you can kill two birds with one stone, moving your body, getting that exercise, taking care of yourself, getting the fresh air, um, and catching up, right? Uh, and you don't always have to share what you're up to with those people too, right? You can share other things, but you don't need to share that. And then, really do spend time with and surround yourself with the ones that do lift you up and make you feel good and encourage you and celebrate you. And again, you don't have to share exactly everything that you're doing. Sometimes less is more. You can share the results after, right? Because sometimes if you share what you're up to, they might not quite understand specifically again, and they might plant seeds of doubt, or again, coming from that place of trying to protect your, loving and stuff like that, or just like, cause they don't understand. I don't know. Just anyway, I can go on and on about that, but just be mindful of the people that you're surrounding yourself. Seek out mentors, peers, and communities that really inspire and challenge you. One of my clients, let's see, who can I give as an example? Oh, I know. What was her name? Shoot, now I forget her name. Okay. Anyway, she was a therapist, and she really, I said I take about a week to walk my clients through. It took her about 3, maybe 4 weeks before it really clicked for her. It took her a little bit extra time. But she was just stuck in a cycle of doubt because she lacked supportive relationships, and also it was more her inner voice that was telling her, um like, she had this really imposter syndrome. She had really bad relationship with money, and so she was coming from this scarcity mindset, and it just was, if you're constantly thinking of scarcity, again, you're projecting that belief, those thoughts, and they're showing up as actions and words and things, that ways that you speak, and your beliefs about others, right? Because you're like a mirror. And so she was having a hard time generating income or pricing herself properly, her value and her worth, because she was always coming from this self-doubt. But once she found me, her mentor, once she found our tribe, right? We have an amazing community full of other women, and then went through all these exercises, her confidence skyrocketed. That was the results. And the results, her confidence skyrocketed, and then her results skyrocketed, from that, of course, right? So if this resonates with you, don't let it stop you. Don't let it stop here. Hit the subscribe button, join a community of like-minded people striving for greatness. I have an amazing Facebook group if you want to come find us on Facebook. It's the Business Growth Blueprint for High Ticket Sales. Look for that on Facebook, or maybe I'll put the link in the description here if you want to join us over there. And if you're ready to take things to that next level, sign up for my free masterclass where I dive deeper into these strategies and I show you how to implement them in your own life. Spaces are limited, so grab your spot now. I'll put the link in the description for that as well. So we scratched the surface here on finding the right direction, building consistent habits, and pushing through self-doubt. Those are just the beginning of your journey to create a life of freedom, fulfillment, and success. But there's so much more to uncover. So in my next video, I am going to dive deeper into how you can leverage the power of focus and intentionality to multiply your results. I'll show you how small tweaks in where you put your energy can unlock massive opportunities. And I'll share some game-changing strategies that have helped my clients reach goals they once thought were impossible. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. You can click on the video coming up right here.